Hey guys, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and we want to keep your dog safe this holiday season. So we've compiled a list of some of the most toxic things that your dog can ingest, whether that's food or plants during the holidays, and really any time of year. But this is the time of year that those types of goodies, treats, and foods are more prevalent in the home. So let's get started. You've probably all heard about chocolate being toxic to dogs, and it definitely is. The type of chocolate, whether it's dark or milk chocolate, definitely varies the severity of the toxicity as well as the amount of chocolate the dog ingests. 1 ounce of milk chocolate per pound of dog's weight is actually fatal. So, whether you think your dog has eaten a small amount of chocolate or a large amount of chocolate, reach out to your vet immediately. The rest of this list contains items that you may not know are toxic to dogs, so I want to educate you. Xylitol has become more prevalent in sugar-free candies and even peanut butter. So making sure that gum, candies, and your peanut butter is xylitol-free is really important. Xylitol is definitely not something to mess around with. So if you think your dog has ingested a chocolate cookie with peanut butter in it or sugar-free candy or anything like that, get to your vet immediately. Other things that you might not have thought about being toxic to dog are onions, garlic, leeks, chives, and those items can be raw, powdered, dehydrated. It doesn't matter, no matter how they come, and if you're baking with them or they're sitting on the counter and your dog gets to them, that's something to be taken seriously because it can lead to red cell damage and anemia. So if your dog eats some of these things, they may act lethargic and weak. So get to your vet and call them and let them know what's going on. Speaking of baking, if you're making mashed potatoes and you're peeling your potatoes and your dog gets into the garbage, those raw potatoes and potato skins contain solanine, which can lead to GI distress, confusion, and lethargy. Though this one might not be fatal, it's definitely something that can make your dog sick and not something to mess around with. Dogs are also lactose intolerant, so that means dairy products that are found in lots of holiday treats are things that you want to avoid with your dog because they are going to get upset stomachs and have potentially diarrhea and vomiting. And nobody wants to deal with that kind of mess. And you know those wonderful charcuterie boards that everyone makes this time of year? Basically, everything on that board is going to be toxic and harmful to your dog. From the cheese, like we just talked about, since our dogs are lactose intolerant, to the nuts, especially macadamia nuts, and if you're putting grapes on there, all of these things are highly toxic to dogs. Grapes, raisins, currants can lead to kidney failure, and the nuts, like macadamia nuts, can lead to lethargy, vomiting, and tremors. Continuing down the nut theme, nutmeg is also something to completely avoid. It can lead to seizures, tremors, and hallucinations in our dogs. And nutmeg is found in a whole bunch of holiday treats, baking goods, eggnog, all of that, so avoid at all costs. Oh, and one more thing. All of those fancy meats that you're putting on your charcuterie board are also super high in fats, which can lead to pancreatitis. So everything on that board is going to lead to one problem or another because your dog is going to eat the whole thing. So when you have your charcuterie board out, make sure your dogs are supervised and not anywhere near that. Other fatty foods that you want to be aware of are turkey skins, gravy, anything that has a high fat content. If your dog eats too much of, it can lead to pancreatitis, which is going to be upset stomach, diarrhea, vomiting, and a huge mess to clean up. And though we know our dogs love to chew on bones, we need to avoid giving them any type of cooked bones, especially poultry bones like turkey or ham bones, because there's a high risk of them splintering, not only causing digestive upset, but potentially perforated bowel, which would lead to surgery and potentially even death. So, no cooked bones for our dogs this holiday season, or ever. This next one surprised me quite a bit because I hadn't even considered it. But rising doughs that are uncooked, which I guess dough would be uncooked, is also toxic to dogs because if they ingest it, then the fermentation process continues in their stomach, a nice warm area that it expands and can lead to bloat, and it releases toxic ethanol. So, didn't know this one, but definitely don't want our dogs eating any raw dough. And the last thing on my list of food items to avoid for dogs this holiday season is alcohol. It can lead to confusion, it can lead to vomiting, and it depresses the central nervous system. So, pretty much what it does for people. So, let's avoid alcohol for our dogs this holiday season. These next items aren't food items unless you're a dog, and dogs like to eat basically everything. And plants in your house, most of them are actually toxic to your dog. But even more so this holiday season, when you have plants in your house like mistletoe, yew and holly berries, lilies, and poinsettias. These can lead to a whole bunch of different problems from kidney failure to seizures to collapse, breathing issues. So if you think your dog has ingested a holiday plant or any plant, please reach out to your vet immediately. And that's why I have artificial trees and artificial poinsettias and artificial mistletoe in my house. I hope this list helped educate you and made you aware of some potential risks for your dog this holiday season. Until next time, I'm Kat the dog trainer. Merry Christmas.